will actually start in the mid to small market of Indianapolis. And Corey's going to update us on some things going on at Colts camp with Anthony Richardson.
Absolutely. So you guys heard our rant on CMC the other day. Gonna not try and get as passionate here, but everybody on Twitter seems to have amnesia. And again, I'm going to use this term beating the drum for Anthony Richardson to have a comeback here. So I just want to remind everybody a little bit about Anthony Richardson, what's happened the last few seasons, and especially that he still has the red jersey on, which has been the biggest problem for him is staying healthy. So Anthony Richardson, 23-year-old, he has 8 touchdowns, 1,800 yards, and 12 interceptions. He's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns through 2 seasons. His interception rate is 5.3% of his attempts, and that has not been matched since Brett Favre in 2010. He has a career completion percentage of 50.6%, aka garbage, and the lowest among all NFL starters in the past 2 years. So he has a good O-line. He doesn't have a Joe Burrow issue where he's running around like crazy trying to, stay alive back there and not tear something else in his shoulder. But he's missed 6 games in 2024 due to injury. That was alone just last year. He has lingering shoulder soreness. He's had a previous shoulder surgery on his AC joint. And again, let me remind you, he still has the red jersey on when he's looking so good in camp here. So the Colts brought in Danny Dimes for competition in the offseason. There's rumors swirling. One day it's Danny Dimes looking like the starter. The next day it's Anthony Richardson looking like the savior of this franchise. So it's just a lot of conflicting things coming out. Everybody on Twitter, again, is just like, oh my God, Anthony Richardson, I'm ready. He's back. Everyone buy. And I'm just like, absolutely not. The most damning part of this, I think, just to kind of end my rant here, is that he asked to come out of a game last year. I don't know if people are just forgetting that. He got roasted by Pat McAfee, just being like, this is such a bad look. Like, this is your franchise quarterback, and this is what he's doing. Like, he ran 3 plays in a row and then is begging to come out of the game. His own center, in an interview said, "That's a tough look," in quotes. So Anthony's own quote on this was, "Tired, I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there that I just did. I didn't think I'd be able to do that next play, so I told him I needed a break right there." Sell this man while you can.
Quick question. You mentioned the red jersey. Have other quarterbacks on other teams shifted to full contact? Am I missing something here? Because Drake May's still in the red jersey too, and now I'm getting nervous.
My point with this is that you take this red jersey off of him, and he's going to take contact, and he's going to get hurt again.
Okay, I got you.
So sorry to be confusing, but he's got the red jersey on, and of course he looks like a stud when he's not getting touched.
That's on me.
That guy runs like a couple times in a row, gets hit, and his shoulder falls off. So I just can't. I don't know. It's like everybody has amnesia, and they're just so hype on this guy. And if you have this guy in Dynasty, I think this is your last chance to sell this guy high.
I think the ship has sailed in Dynasty. I mean, we're looking at Anthony Richardson. He is the most volatile, high-risk quarterback investment that you could possibly make in Dynasty fantasy football, especially entering the season. Still hasn't been named the starter. Am I right there? Like, there's an open competition between him and Danny Pennies, aka Danny Dimes or Daniel Jones. We call him Danny Pennies here. If we're comparing the two, like, you would think you could easily just beat out Danny Pennies and like it's just no big deal. He's ass. He has a career 64% completion rate and a lower turnover rate than Richardson, where in contrast, Richardson has just completed 47% of his passes across 15 career appearances. And boys, only 12 of those games saw him play more than half the snaps. And we're in Shane Steichen's RPO heavy, quarterback run friendly system, which helped elevate guys like Jalen Hurts in Philly. Why is Richardson struggling? And also, like, how long before the Colts realize like it's time to move on? You look at guys like Josh Rosen, drafted 10th overall by the Cardinals in 2018, traded just after one season. Johnny Football, we all know and love him, drafted 22nd overall by the Browns in 2014. He had off-the-field issues, yada, yada. He lasted 2 seasons. Not to bring up a sore subject here, Patriots fan, but Mac Jones, drafted 15th overall by the Patriots in 2021, traded to the Jags last year.
I don't know who that is.
Again, like, it's a lot of risk. He doesn't have the long-term upside. I don't know how long he's gonna be there with the Colts. He's an injury-prone project in a run-heavy system with no guaranteed role. If you're trying to win now, or even just looking for stable development for this age bracket, I'm looking at guys like CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, dare I say even Justin Fields offer more clarity and reliability than this guy. I think if you want to bet on Richardson, you're just going to be absorbing massive short-term risk for a future that's more than likely never going to materialize. So I think when they put in Joe Flacco in 2024 and they became more efficient, that's pretty freaking telling. I don't know. I'm just off the guy. I think, this paired with all of his injuries and everything else that's going on with him, like, dude, I don't even know if he'll be with the team in like a few years. He might just be another Josh Rosen, Trey Lance type guy,
Throwing him in the combo with Rosen's tough, man. I mean, there's not many worse than Josh Rosen, but I feel you. I feel you. You're not speaking any lies. I'll cap this conversation just 2 quick points because I think Joe had a lot statistically for everybody. I'll give you just 2 aesthetic things, eye test, if you will. Our good friend Clyde likes to talk about the eye test a lot. If you think about quarterbacks throughout the National Football League, how many good quarterbacks wear a visor full time? Oh, wait. I can give you one that does wear one full time. Kyler Murray. And let me break this down for you. I'm going somewhere with this. All right. People who wear visors are afraid of getting turf and dirt and shit in their eyes. Why are they afraid of that? Because they're running. And he's never been a pass-first quarterback, ever. Even when he was drafted wildly, like renowned as a reach out of Florida. Everybody's like, why did the Colts draft this guy? They could have gotten him at 17 through 20, whatever the number was in that draft. The book on him was he's incredibly inefficient and he relies too much on the run. I don't know, man. The visor it may tell a little bit of the piece of the story here. Same thing with Kyler Murray. Yes, he's a little bit of a better passer than Richardson, 100%. No one's
pretty mind-blowing. I've never thought about that. That's pretty mind-blowing.
It's something I look for in the quarterbacks, and I'll have to do some additional research, but off the top of my mind, the only 2 starters in the league to wear one full-time are Richardson and Kyler. Like, I'm not talking about rain games or like anything like that. Josh Allen's thrown one on from time to time, but all of the elite quarterbacks don't wear one. Secondly, this guy I mentioned it earlier, like the reach by the Colts, I think has led to Anthony Richardson being overvalued for the vast majority of his very short career. If this guy went in the 2nd round, we would not even be having this conversation. Nobody would be getting riled up about Anthony saying like, this is the comeback tour. This conversation would be closed as of last year because he's not good. And you're competing with Danny Pennies for a starting role on a team that's not good. So anyway, all that to say, I've been out on Richardson for a hot bit. There's a lot of options out there. Joe gave you a few of them. I even don't disagree with the Justin Fields comment, which like, I feel like there's knives being like shoved into me as I say that, but like the guy can at least run an offense and create and actually runs to throw instead of the other way around. So totally out on this guy. Corey, I'm with you on this one, buddy.
Joe, you said the Justin Fields thing, and I wanted to immediately just be like, that is terrible. Like, why would you, that is damning. And then I was like, no, that's pretty good.
I mean, you got to think about it. Why are we just forgetting that all of this happened? I mean, with the hip issues, with the shoulder issues, and like 47% completion. Dude, if you're not throwing at least 60%, like you're not even in the fucking NFL.
Yeah.
You're not. And again, those metrics come from him playing half the snaps.
And don't get me wrong, I get the appeal like in real life and in Dynasty here because I drafted this guy in 2 leagues. I traded this guy in 2 leagues for a good return last offseason. But he's big, he can run, he can truck people. He's got a massive cannon that his deep throws actually aren't that inaccurate. It's just every other throw he has to make with any sort of finesse is terrible. So, yeah, Keith, I love the visor take. I think the only one you're missing here is Lamar. And, can't say too much shit about him, but Kyler's a pretty rough comparison. So, yeah, I think we hit on everything. I think we can go deeper into the stats that just gets like uglier and uglier for this guy. But again, if you can get anything out of value from this guy right now, I think this is your last chance.